Hello everyone, I want to get back to you with the homework answers for Unit 7, Lesson 6. Just wanted to go over quick things. The first one is always, as I've been saying for a few days now, you want to check for the greatest common factor. So on question 1, all of them either have just a number or a variable or both. From there, you have to be able to determine whether or not something is factorable or not from there. So for example, on question number C, 1C, you would actually be able to go in and say, okay, so I'm dealing with, sorry, let me get out of this. You would be able to say, okay, so I have a greatest common factor of 5, and what am I left with? I'm left with x squared minus 2x minus 8. From there, I would make my table. I'd say, what are the factors of -8 when added together give me -2, if it's still factorable, and I'm left with things like -8 times 2, or -2 times 8 times 4. Sorry, and I'm going to leave it at that because I can automatically see this is the right one. And my final answer, again, this is for C, is going to be 5 parentheses x minus 4 x minus 2. Okay, so take a moment to look at all, x plus 2, sorry. Take a moment to look at these. Let me hit view full screen again. There's the last few. You can pause this at any time to look at the answers again. Let me move this out of the way. Let me get this out of here. Okay. So now, question number 2, which of the following is not a factor of this problem, this trinomial? So we're going to certainly looking for 4x is definitely a factor, because that would be the first thing we would do. We would take out the 4x. Then we would talk about what we're left with. Well, we're left with x squared plus 3x minus 18. So from there, I had to figure out what the factors would be. And so I'm going to say the factors of -18 that when added together give me 3. And I'm left with -6 times 3. I'm left with 6 times -3. And sure enough, there's my answer right there. This is going to be -3. That's not right. This is 3. This is right. So my final factored answer is 4x plus parentheses x plus 6 plus times x minus 3. So the only one that does not work is number 1. Okay. Next one, they're trying to figure out what's missing. This is actually a very common Regents question. So if I'm being given this trinomial, so I want to think first, what would I do to get rid of the greatest common factor? I'm left with x squared plus 5x plus 6. So, minus 6. Sorry. Get out of this so I can get this cleaned up. Minus 6. Just view full screen. So, minus 6x minus 6. So now I'm going to think to myself, okay, so if this part is x minus 1, in order to get to -6, I have to have x plus 6. And then I would factor it, I would FOIL it, to make sure that it was looking good, and it is. So the correct answer is number 2. Very common on the Regents because they're trying to get you to think, well, what could it be? And you can just try them all out and put in your calculator and see that they equal each other. That's fine. 4, there actually is to do smart guessing. That's what we were doing with the harder questions on day 2 of lesson 5. So I'll give you a moment to just look at these 2 answers. And finally, they're giving us a cubic trinomial. They want us to completely factor it. Then they want us to substitute x for 10, and fine. And then that was it. So I would not worry about question 6. In fact, don't worry about it at all. Okay, so that's it. You have a wonderful day. Have a good day now.